Alright, so this is pretty much most of the tools and stuff I bring with me to games or ops. Um, this might be different for some people. Um, Also depends on sort of what guns or gear you're bringing with you. But this is sort of a general basis of what I bring. So I have this little case that I got with my one of the ACOGs, and it makes a pretty good little toolbox. So first off, I got this like 116 or something piece like computer phone repair kit off Amazon. So it has all these different sizes and style of bits. Um, this is the screwdriver it comes with. I also have a regular 1/4 inch screwdriver because it does come with a little adapter for 1/4 inch to whatever base size these are. So this just allows you to get in deeper areas. Also allows you to put a little more torque than these little drivers. That's there. I have a couple of files. I got like a little flat with a round, longer with a triangle. Sometimes some parts need a little bit of filing or fitting. Obviously, needle nose pliers, channel locks. I bring these just in case if I have a friend or me needs to take off a barrel nut. Channel locks are very good. Obviously, if you have an AR wrench, which I do have, you can use that, but AR wrench is quite heavy, takes up all the space, and if you're careful and you use a rag or something, you can take off pretty much any barrel nut with this, plus you can use it for a lot of other things. Good strong pair of wire cutters. These are almost like bolt cutters. It's good for snipping bits of metal or wire or something. And there's just some other random stuff in here. I got like a little lens cleaner, brush, and then obviously this all depends on what you're bringing, but this are the sort of the basics that I bring with me. I've never really needed more than this. If I did, then usually the issue is something I can't even solve on the field if I need more than this. Like I said, this really depends on what you run. I run gas blowbacks and mechanical HPA, so I don't really have to worry about electrical stuff, so I don't really have any electrical tools in here. If I did run AGs or something with electrical, maybe I would bring a little portable soldering iron, flux solder, heat shrink, stuff just to make repairs in the field for electric stuff. Those are the tools, and as for lubes and stuff, I got the trusty Get Some 1000. This stuff is pretty much gold for, especially if you run Daytonas like me. This stuff is pretty much recommended and is the baseline. This also works for pretty much any other gas blowback. It's great stuff. It's very thin, so unlike the greases or the heavier silicone oils like the GHK silicone oils, this goes on very thin, so it doesn't attract or keep dirt like the others. It also, since it's thin, it doesn't sort of gum up things. It helps it glide. It's also pretty good on metal and metal. It's safe for O-rings. That's why Daytona really recommends it, because it's thin. It's great for O-rings. It's food safe if you care about that. I also have some vitamin G HPA paintball marker grease. This is for when you need something thick, because this is a very thick, viscous grease. So this is for if I have to do repairs to, let's say, my regulator, or if I have to make repairs for my tag and launcher. This stuff's good for holding little ball bearings and grenade shells and stuff like that. And then you have the GHK grease, the silicone oils. It's not as oily. It's still a little thick, but this is good for if you don't need. It's like the in between from grease to the thin oil. This is good for. I'd say I use this on my AK a lot because the bolt is very loose spec. It's like an AK pretty much, so the bolt is not really a tight spec. So having a little bit of thicker of a oil does help. It's also pretty much great for just O-rings and stuff like that and fill valves, because it doesn't just it's less likely to be blown out and wiped off, so it's great for those fill valves. And I also put a little bit on the top of the CO2 cartridges once in a while when I put it into my CO2 guns. But pretty much those are the lubricants. This is pretty much all purpose. I use it on everything, and then the other two are more sort of a little specialty in case I need. And then you don't have to use a big bottle like this, of course. You could get the little small tubes. I ran out of my little small tubes, so I'll probably pick up another one, but blue thread locker. This stuff is also gold, especially for Daytonas, but other gas blowbacks. If you are taking out screws on a gas blowback or whatever in the field, it's best just to put some more Loctite on it. Of course, you want to clean off the threads. After you take the screw out, you want to clean off the threads of grease or old Loctite, and then when you go to put the screw back in, put some thread lock on it so it doesn't back out. So it's always good to have this in the field, because sometimes your gun really breaks down, really has an issue, you gotta take it apart, and you're basically breaking the old Loctite bond, so it's good to put a new one in, unless if you want to lose that screw. But yeah, it's pretty much what I carry. Obviously, like I said, it really depends on what you're running, what type of system, whether it be electric pneumatic HPA, mechanical HPA, electronic, or yeah, the electronic HPA, or if you're running AEG. A lot of this stuff differs, but for me, these are the tools that I sort of bring with me no matter what, whether it's a casual game or whether it's a serious op. It's always good to have at least this. For more serious ops, especially ones that last more than a day, I tend to bring a little bit more tools, but nothing sucks more than coming to a game and either as soon as the day starts there's an issue, or somewhere throughout the day there's an issue and you just don't have all the necessary tools. I also always carry on me a Leatherman, but pretty much all of these tools that are in here is pretty much also in here, plus this has more tools. Well, not the Leatherman, but this kit has more tools obviously than this, but at the least it's always good to have a Leatherman. But yeah, obviously if there's any specialty tools that you need, you can put them in there, but these are sort of the basic general tools that I bring that always help me out.